Hi, it's been a while. I've been really busy with uni, and I haven't had a lot of time coding, doing the game, but I'm feeling super lazy to record segments by segments and editing with text and whatever, so I'm just gonna go through them like in one shot, and I'll be voicing over so I don't have to do a lot of editing. But the first thing that I want to show is that we have new perks. So if you're not aware, in perks specifically, we now have weights, which I have not coded in yet. So weights is supposed to function just like how in BRM, where the more things you carry, the slower you become, and similar to Nuke Invasion, where certain weapons would slow you down when you equip them. This is supposed to be like an improved version of that. So depending on what weapon you carry, they have their own weights. So I'm going to show you right here. So all of these weapons, everything in the game, every equipable tools, gears, whatever, has their own weight assigned to them. And you start off with 100%. Which means you can carry up to like 5 items, assuming everything that you carry is like 20%. So you can see like SMG, the AK, they're all like 20%. So you can carry 5 items before you reach the max. And anything above, you will start to lose walk speed. This will change, of course, as you change your loadout. I haven't coded this in yet, but it's going to be my next to-do list. And as you might have noticed, that there is a weight class assigned for every tools and gears in the game as well. So weight class is supposed to function as sort of like a secondary strategic. Sorry, let me start over. Weight class is supposed to function as a sort of a secondary tactical strategic kind of like thing that you have to keep in mind, where depending on specific abilities that you will have, or when you buy from the shop, you will get locked out of like certain weapon classes. So let's say a weapon is heavy and you have a perk or like an ability specifically that straight up just blocks you from having access to heavy weapons. Though I haven't coded this in yet. A good example would be, let's say you are playing as the medic class, which is called Trauma in the game. So if you are playing Trauma, you will have no access to mega heavy weapons. You are just straight up locked out of it. You will not be able to equip it from your inventory, but you will still own it. It's just like a class balancing thing. And speaking of that, classes used to be paid, not like paid with Roblox or something, but in like currency form. So in the next patch, when I do this, of course, classes will be free for everyone to, freely swap it out. So I want to go through just a few of the abilities that I've added so far. So we're going to take a look at classes now. So classes have received a lot of new abilities. So we're going to take Precision. For example, Precision is focused on range combat. Previously, it's both melee and ranged. So now melee is split into Specialist, where it's fully focused on melee. We have Artificer, the Engineer, Trauma, the Medic. Alchemist is still work in progress, but it's supposed to be the Summoner class, just like in Nuke Invasion, where you can summon noobs or skeletons or zombies to help you. And of course you have none, which you don't need. You have nothing. So we're gonna take a look at Precision, and over here you can see that we have 3 perks: Laser Sights, Experienced Sharpshooter, and Camper Syndrome. Going over just a little bit up here, you can see Laser Sight specifically gives you headshot bonus, gun damage, gun bonus damage, about 50%. headshot bonus on 15%, gun crit damage on 30%, and gun crit chance on 10% bonus. And Camper Syndrome gives you lesser health, lesser incoming buff, lesser gun defense from enemies, and lesser melee defense from enemies. So most of these perks, not just for precision, comes with pros and cons, which they'll all be listed in the description, and you will be able to see it displayed in the menu, which I have not done it as well. But there's going to be an improved menu displaying all the perks, the new descriptions, and you can go through all of them, and it'll be laid out very obvious for you to see. So another thing that I want to show you, because so far I've just been telling you things instead of showing you things, I want to show you is that I have been reworking the melee hitboxes for a long while. So this is like my fourth variation, fourth or fifth. I've switched to shape cast. So previously it used to use like a hitbox, just like how Nuke Invasion 1 did, where you had like physical hitbox and it would use dot touched to connect events. But now I use shape cast. So you can see I use attachments on it, and I've had multiple variations of like different positions and whatnot. So this is how it's going to be like. It's going to be every one of these attachments is going to have like a 1x1 stud. So it's going to be like this size, and then there's going to be like 3 of them aligned, something like this, roughly something like that. And this is the hitbox. So I'm going to show you how it looks like. So loading in, and this is I've done quite a lot of different things, but one thing you can notice is your hotbar disappears for like a brief moment when you equip weapons, specifically melee weapons. So this is to prevent you from quick swapping very quickly, kind of like a equip cooldown that you have. And you can see new animations on swords. I've added new animations for almost all of the melee weapons have new animations. But this is what the hitbox looks like. I mean, you can tell there's no difference between them. But another thing that's added is crowd control. So let's say if you target on a specific angle, you can get multiple enemies. So melee has a really good crowd control, same as guns, but melee it's just more up close and personal. And I've added some changes, or like things that you can modify with your stamina bar. So you can see like this goes down, same old. But let's say you have specific equipments. I know some of these are very funky. Let's say I have a broken leg, which is not here, I don't think. Yeah, there it is. So let's say I have a leg broken, and you can see it like it should minus my stamina as well. But you can see, okay, some icon down here. My stamina drains faster. And I want to show you. I remember there's one that I made that gives cardio, or like extra stamina. I think it's cardio training. Yeah, you can see it gives me just a bit more stamina, and I can run faster. So specific abilities gives you obviously like very different things that you can use for. So I can't remember if I've showed you new melee animations from last devlog, but I don't think I'll show you too much here. I'll look back in the video and show you next time if I have the chance, I guess. But I've added consumables. So this time consumables, they all run on the same script compared to like before, where in New Invasion they have their own scripts. And so we currently have some consumables added to the game. Some flares. This is made by Glue GPU on Twitter, open source, a friend of mine. Super awesome thing. You can see this rotate or like moves with the sun, by the way. So when it goes to night, the lens and flares just goes down with it. Really awesome, really cool stuff. And yeah, that's how it looks like. Drinking it, you get speed buff, you get speed boost, you get like a cooldown down here, and I don't know why I'm getting lag spikes. You can stack them, but realistically, in the game, during a game, you will only be able to hold like 5 consumables maximum, and you can see they are reusable, so it doesn't go away like in New Invasion. So after the cooldown is over, you can just drink them again. So you can see, I don't know if you can hear, I'm clicking it right now. You can't drink it anymore. And in the case where like you drink it, you want to quick swap it, it doesn't work. You get like a cooldown punishment, just 5 seconds, same as how melee weapons work back then. So most of this carry the same effects from New Invasion as well. You can see like the Bloxy Cola carries gun bonus damages, gun crit, defense minus, melee bonus damage minus, and whatnot. So most of this reflect how New Invasion was back then. And I want to show you a little cool gun that Gavi made, like very recent. He's been very productive recently, way more productive than I have been. But this is an revolver that he made. So cool, super cool. And I don't think that's how bullets come out in a revolver. Yeah, that's about. But yeah, that's how it works. And shotgun. I think Looper has finally added some animations to it. Yeah, very cool. I also added a new icon. I don't know if you can see it's too gray, but yeah, some improvements on the shotgun. I want to show you the walls hitbox that I made. So previously, the hitboxes on the castle walls are really funky, but I've since fixed it by a lot. So you can see like it detects even when you are like quite far away. Even if you're like sticking to the wall, you can still reach it. Basically, the accuracy is up to like very high now, and the performance is like way more improved. I think I showed, or I don't think I have, but I'm gonna bring you right inside the castle. So you can open the castle gate now. Oh, I think I showed this last video, Lamau. But the other thing that I haven't shown is this. So if you notice, the top bar has changed quite a lot. I'm not particularly happy with how this specific top bar looks right now. I feel like I might change it, but I need a good inspiration for it. But just a quick recap. You know, castle walls, they have like a HP bar, visible HP bar right now. You can see how much HP left they have. Castle gate, obviously, you can hold it, close it. I think I showed this last video, but you cannot enter back to the lobby via the buttons on the top bar anymore. So you have to go to like the physical trapdoor to hold it. It takes 5 seconds to get back in, and then when you come back out, it will just spawn you right at the top. I don't know why I'm getting lag spikes. I think I'll investigate it later. Might have to take a look at this specific statue health hitbox, because I haven't really fixed this. But yeah, those are some improvements made in the castle. Oh, that's one thing I want to show you, which is some improvement on the melee. I think you might have noticed earlier, but you can see there is a red hit marker, like red highlight, when I hit an enemy. So I'm going to show you with a live enemy. So this is a pathfinding mechanic that I added for specific enemies. So you can see this is a circuit breaker from New Invasion. Currently I don't have a sentry, but I'll show you with one with sentry later on. So you can see minor knockbacks, very minor, on the circuit breaker when I hit it. And you can see he's still as tanky as ever, because you're not supposed to fight it with like conventional weapons. You can see it barely hurts him. Oh, but that kills him instantly. Awesome. What I wanted to show you is not just the knockback, but the Q sound effect on melee weapons specifically. So I want you to listen close. I've added like gore sound effects to when you kill an enemy with a melee weapon. So this was inspired by Limbus, where your enemies basically explode into like gore bits and flashes when you kill them, which I think was really cool, and I just added that. The other thing I want to show you is I have remade like the whole dialogue background. So you can see it now contains a bit more pattern design. The name is here. This is Zoe but wounded. I think this is supposed to be a different icon, but oh well. I think I'll get it later. Alright, I'll show you how the sentry goes. So I've made quite a lot of changes to the sentry. One of them in particularly is to match with the circuit breaker. So you can see the circuit breaker is right now targeting me, and of course it hurts me when I am like his only target. I don't have a wrench, but I think I can spawn one. No, it shoots. Yeah, you can see when the circuit breaker touches the sentry, it gets sapped and then it gets destroyed. So unlike back then in New Invasion, this just duplicates. I just found a bug that I have to fix. Interesting. But as you can see, he targets the sentry first. Okay, when it's sapped, then he will target me, and then I can remove the sapper by hitting it. It takes like 6 seconds for my sentry to get fully sapped. But you can see I can just remove it and it should not be broken. I think it's still broken. That's unfortunate. Anyway, let's see one where I hope it doesn't break. Yeah, oh, another thing is you have build limits now, so you can just keep spamming your structures. Oh, it does work. It's just the sound effect that I have to remove it. Yeah, so you can see when it's not being set, it will shoot the circuit breaker, of course. But you can see it doesn't target me specifically, it targets my sentry. And I don't know why it's not sapping it. Probably because it's still being labeled as it's being sapped. I'm gonna take a look. So I'm back after fixing some bugs. Hopefully this will solve everything. So I'm gonna try spamming open. Yeah, it doesn't stack the items anymore. I'm gonna place a turret sentry. So it's gonna, you can see it targets my sentry first, then it targets me. I'm just gonna, oh, the first person animation is broken. Okay, but I got it. I'm gonna have to fix my sentry real quick. Okay, destroyed. Wonderful. So, if it isn't obvious enough, you have to be very quick before your sentry gets sapped. The time is actually the same as in Team Fortress, where you get like 6 seconds on the default sapper before your whole sentry just dies. So it's the same time as a circuit breaker hurts your sentry. So you have like 6 seconds. So I'm just gonna have to... There we go. Oh, you can still hear the sound. Yeah, it's not being destroyed. I'm not sure why. I'll fix that later. But that is it for circuit breakers. Next thing I want to show you is a bunch of improvements I've made in the lobby. So now's a good time to show you how you get back into the lobby. So I'm just gonna drag myself in. Hold the trapdoor just for like 5 seconds, and then you will enter back in. Like so. Yeah, sometimes you fall over, but I had a brand new room called the gacha room. So you can see like gacha is no longer up there. It's the hamburger stack is replaced with like actual profile settings and configurations and all that. So everything's still the same, you know, profile and all that. Same thing. I just compress it into the hamburger stack. But if you ever played Hotline Miami in Roblox, you will find this room very familiar. There used to be a Hotline Miami Roblox game that is like super popular like 5-10 years ago, but it got shut down when the filtering enabled update came out. So this is what the main lobby looked like for that game, and I took heavy inspiration. I actually just took the open source props of it and I just replaced it. I just decorated it a little bit. Even like the controls for the PC, the controls on the wall is from the game, and Boxer is like inside joke from Looper, I think, but I don't remember. Some cases for decoration. And if you played No Invasion, you will find this very familiar. It's the lobby terminal from No Invasion, and I have coded so you can click on the props. They do jump, just like in the first game. That's about it. You have the game version terminal over here, the today's special, and of course, this is where you do the gacha. So opening it just brings you to the gacha menu, and I have made some changes. So primarily in premium shop, so you can see I've adjusted the pricing for everything. So this is the calculation that I came up with. That's like the most reasonable and then the most valuable, depending on like the thing you get, obviously. And same as tick shop. So tick shop, I've added conversion rates, conversion currencies, so you can like buy ticks with schematics. You can buy you can buy there we go, classified tier items with prototypes. So that means you don't need to gacha if you don't want to gacha. So this is primarily made for users, which I have a user from the UK. I have a player who's from the UK, and gambling or like gacha is kind of like banned in the UK. So this is like a getaway around method for the players who lives in those countries where these kind of systems are banned. So you can just straight up buy a classified item without gambling, and you can see it's cheaper actually compared to you hitting the hard PT, which is 180 pools. But you can see that this one specifically, Bunny Launcher schematic, this one is in schematic. It's because I already own Bunny Launcher in my inventory. So once I buy it, I already have the thing, so I'm just getting the schematics. You can see I'm just getting the schematics. But let's say I am buying the whole item. Actually, it shouldn't say schematic here. It should be just the item name, but I'll fix that as well. But you can see it updates here. So once I have the item, it just updates to schematics, and you can see the icon comes out. Obviously, you can see there's still a lot of visual bugs that I still need to fix. This also means that you can just basically unlock everything if you have money. You can just like pay your way through, which I think is a better alternative compared to how previous builds are, where you have to gacha everything out. As you can see, you can get like regular drops from like A ranks, but then you couldn't unlock them directly. You had to like grind them out through gacha. But right now, in this update, you can just buy everything that you want straight up if you have the money. And yeah, there's a lot of bugs that I have to fix here. But moving on. Oh, this shouldn't be here as well, this button. But entering to your oh, I don't know why I have two bunny launchers here. I have to figure that out. Maybe that's why it bugged a little bit. But taking a look, scrolling down on stats, you can see I've added the durability usage multiplier. So this basically means that the bunny launcher uses 3 times more durability, base durability, compared to, let's say, the classic sword. So you can see it's on ×1. The weight is 20%. This is a light class weapon, and then the bunny launcher is also like 20% light class, but then it uses 3 times the durability. So the M4, I think most of these are on light, yeah. But you can also view this in the shop.
No refunds, no regrets. Now, what can I do for you?
Nope, not here. Oh yeah, Gabi Soda has a lot of long description, which I took quite a long time to code, like the outdoor scaling box. So I'm glad that this is put to good use. But you can see all of these consumables have like very easy to digest stats, like condense and compile to your left side on the stats here. So durability usage, weights, the weight class and all that. So everything has weight class, everything has weight, and specifically some of them, like this one, the hammer is like 75% weight, the weight class is heavy. This is all work in progress, obviously, because this is a utility. I don't think it should be 75%. I'll let Lupin know about this. He's the one in charge of like doing all the balancing. But yeah, this is how you can see the weapons weight and its class. Nothing really much changed at Fancy Pants shop. I don't know why this is not showing up the no stats, but I'll fix that. But he got a new drip change, that's about it. Nothing much changed in here as well. Every shop is still work in progress. But I did change a little bit on the repairing system. So if you head to the information here, right in the center. So I've changed how the durability and its debuff work. So back then, the lower durability you have, the less damage that you will be able to kind of like output. Your multiplier is lesser. So right now, I've changed the whole formula where if you're at 90% and above, you get 110 damage bonus. Not bonus, like you get like 10% bonus damage basically. But if you're at 50% to 89%, you get like your full default 100% damage. Anything lower than that, you get 20% debuff, which means you are only doing 80% of your base damage. So the whole idea of this is to not punish players too much if they are not maintaining their weapons, but also rewarding players who are constantly like maintaining their weapons at high capacity or like high durability, you know, like 90% to 100. And to show you that the durability wears out faster, I'm gonna equip this. This is still very funky. Then I have 2 bunny launcher over here. But so this is supposed to minus 3 times faster. I don't know why this is different. Are they supposed to be different? Oh, there we go. So you can see the percentage drops really fast. Like I'm already at 80% compared to like a standard weapon like this M16. You can see it doesn't drop that quick. It takes almost an entire magazine just to drop below 90. And speaking of which, you can, if you've noticed, I didn't purchase M16, but this is given to everyone for free in Castle Invasion. So in on default, when you join the game, you will have 3 free weapons. So the pistol, the primary, and also the classic sword are all free. Another thing that I have changed is that if you were to take a look at the gacha frame again, and then go to view drops, you probably won't be able to recognize right now, but if you can tell, I have removed a specific class of weapons out of the tick shop and the gacha pool, which is the tier 4, the red tier. So red tier is where you have your achievement weapons, all of your secret level weapons, with the weapons you get from boss drops, from badges and all that. They are not obtainable in the gacha, and then they are only purchasable in the shop after you have unlocked it. So compared to like every other weapon in the game, like even classified, where you can just buy them straight up, red tier weapons will be still locked until you unlock them. So obviously this is just like a work in progress. Things may change in the future, maybe even for classified tier, but for now this is how it is. Oh, another cool thing that I wanted to show you. Oh, it's already nighttime. But you can see like the moon has no sun flare, or like, you know, lens flare. I did want to kind of like add the lens flares on the moon, but I don't know. I couldn't figure out how to do it because the code is a bit wonky. The mouse. Yeah, you're still sapping it. But I wanted to show you yeah. So you can see the circuit breaker doesn't quite have the yellow glow anymore. I mean, it still has it, heavy attacks. Oh, it's so loud. I have to nerf the sound effects. But you can time your attacks. He gets dazed. Now he has to wait a little bit. I added the dazed tags. And you can see you can just time the attack. You'll be able to parry his attack this way. This is inspired by the combat initiative parrying mechanic, because I was obsessed with combat initiative during this phase. So you can see you can't really like get it all the time. I can't get it all the time. I'm not that great at reflexes, but for players who can get it, they'll be able to parry almost all attacks. And there are some perks
If you're buying,
where
I'm smiling. What can I get for you?
you can get like bonus HP back depending on your parrying. Let me take a look what else. Oh,
Frogtastic choice.
pistol animations. I'm gonna go to somewhere where it's brighter a little bit. So you can see we have new animations for the third person animations. This is taken from an open source creator, which is the GOAT. It's just the GOAT. I'm gonna link his username in post production, post editing, post recording, I guess. But it's all of this is just tactical reload. There's even one for full reload. So cool. I think that's so cool. He even has one for not this one, but he has quite a few animations for different guns as well, which even the sword is by the same guy. And my sword broke. Wow, there's a lot of issues with this game. Yep, I'll fix that later. Some very minor things that I've added is that the reroll pricing,
No refunds.
the formula has changed. You probably don't even
What can I do
remember
for you?
or wouldn't have known about it. So the first roll is always 0, and then once you buy it, it gradually stacks up to 20, and then you can see it goes to 22. So it just keeps going up, and then I think it hits like a hard cap at like 30, 50, something like that. I don't remember, but yeah, I've changed the formula on that one, and it's supposed to reset every I guess every game, not every round. So every time like there's a game over, or like when you beat the game, then it stops, it refreshes the reroll price.
Frog.
Obviously, you can tell I'm still like figuring a lot of things out. And let me take a look. What else is on my list? Durability has been buffed. If you have noticed, your guns take way. Your guns are able to be fired or like be used way more before the percentage goes down. It still goes down pretty fast, but currently the base durability is at 350%. So it's converted to 100 over here, but it's at 350, and every shot takes 1%. 1%. So it still goes down pretty fast, and then there are perks that you can get that helps you negate or helps you slow down the durability usage. And I do plan to put like an extra button on your top left here where it shows you all of your perks, all of your abilities, all of your debuffs, all of your injuries at the moment. So injuries and debuffs are basically the same thing, but I want to like separate them into categories, so you'll be able to just click one button and view everything very easily. I've added more turret upgrades.
If you're buying, I'm smiling. What can I get for you?
This is probably a very bad joke, but I'll change this another time. Yeah, but more turret upgrades. You can see damage up, this is fire rate up, range, more fire rate, more ammo, whatever. And you can see the reroll also scales over here, or like carries over here.
Frog!
Deploying sentries, turrets, traps and whatnot now uses scraps, which you can see it's implied on your left side over here. So different item has different like scrap requirement, so they no longer uses multiple material, they only use scrap for forever. And it's supposed to be, since scrap metal is supposed to be like the session based currency, so it's supposed to be assumed, not assumed, you're supposed to have a lot to be able to focus on like building your materials and keep using your stuff and whatnot. Your wrench shouldn't have durability. I should take a look at that as well. So overall, what I want to close this up with is that I'm a bit sorry that progress has been a bit slow. Devlog isn't as frequent, and I have been working on the back end, which is like the systems functionality, the calculations for a bunch of new formulas and whatnot, for like all of the buffs and debuffs and whatnot. Those took a lot of time, way more than I expected, and yeah, thank you for being patient. There's quite a bit more things that I want to go through before I get to like actually get to like the gameplay phase. I mean, the gameplay is already there. There's already the working gameplay. It's just that I have a bunch of systems that make up the gameplay that I have to go through. As you can see, there are a lot of bugs. But yeah, thank you for bearing with me.